Everyone, welcome back to the More Weekly, where we bring you the latest news at Alhambra High. I'm your co-anchor Grace.
And I'm your other co-anchor Nicholas. First up are a few announcements.
Monday the 13th is Lincoln's birthday, so there will be no school. The Monday after that is also no school. Enjoy your time off.
Make sure to turn in your spring fling contracts by the 17th. Ticket prices for this week is $16 and $14 for those with an ASB card.
And that's all for this week.
College Board has stripped away many elements of its new AP African American Studies course in order to please conservatives, resulting in much more backlash. The criticism began in January when a Florida governor protested the curriculum, stating that he would ban it. In response, College Board released a revised version of its course last week. Now, many elements of critical race theory, the queer experience, and black feminism have been removed from the course, with Black Lives Matter becoming an optional part of it. According to the New York Times, black conservatism has become a possible research topic, replacing many of the other elements that were removed. College Board claimed these changes are only a draft, and that they were not made in response to political backlash. However, that has not prevented teachers' unions, professors, and others from criticizing the move. In fact, not all conservatives oppose the move, with some claiming that the removal of topics is not a good idea, as many of them are important to American history and should be taught to students. College Board wants people to accept their course as, according to New York Times, AP courses are their main source of revenue. If their curriculum is considered flawed and widely opposed, they will not be able to produce many of the money that is used for their programs. These programs are essential for students, which is why College Board wants them to continue being funded. This course is still a work in progress, so we may see some more changes to the curriculum in the near future.
Please introduce yourself.
I'm Elizabeth Michelle Cantine. When I was at school 60 years ago, my maiden name was Abraham, and people either called me Liz, Lizzie, or Elizabeth. Somewhere I lost the name Elizabeth, even though I prefer it.
So can you tell us why you're here today?
Yes, I'm so happy to be back to give something back to AHS, who gave my 3 older siblings and me so much. The greatest education, from administrators to staff to extracurricular to service. So much, a great foundation. And I've been an educator, classroom and dance educator for over 50 years, and I have also been writing. And this is my second book, Brush of Giftedness, which I am so happy to donate 35 books because of a friend and a generous donor who believes in giftedness, especially those of special needs, whom I've had the opportunity to teach. And the illustrator is a student with autism, a South Korean student. And I'm so happy to give this book to be used in English, drama, dance, and of course in special education department. So thank you for accepting this donation.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the book?
Yes, it's a collection of 18 poems that I actually started over 30 years ago when I was a visual and performing arts magnet. And it's a collection of 18 of my poems about famous artists. And we studied each of these artists in my classroom. We researched the lives of them. Then we created a work in the style of the artist. Then I wrote a poem about the artist, and then we recited the poems and we danced to the poems. It was lifelong learning. I always wanted to publish the poems, but I had to find the right illustrator. So about 18 years ago, I started a program, a dance program for students with special needs called Ready, Willing, and Able. And in that program, I discovered Heidi Dong, who is my illustrator. And Heidi is minimally verbal, but she can replicate dance or anything that she sees. That is really her gift. So once I discovered her gift, not only in dance, but in her art, actually she sold paintings up to $600, so she's professional. And I would give her books, calendars and books of artists. Let's go to Mary Cassatt, So I would give her a book or a calendar, and we couldn't have a discussion like this, but she might point to one that she would like. Nice, pretty, this case, she liked 2 of them. Then we went to, for example, Winslow Homer. I was given this book, a book of Winslow Homer by my dance teacher. My dance studio was just a couple blocks from Alhambra High School, where I spent all my time when I wasn't in school or home. And she liked this picture, even though it's scary because it has sharks, but this is part of Winslow Homer because there's a lot of substance in Winslow Homer. And etc. Back to, this is her own, but I especially like her Icarus, Monster Matisse, and then we go to Monet. She chose this one, interestingly enough, of Rockwell, Norman Rockwell. A lot of people aren't familiar, including myself, of this particular piece of his. But anyway, you can see what a beautiful job she does with her interpretations. I actually tried to do my poems in the style of the artist and worked with my college assistant on that. And also it was important that I included 2 modern day artists. An African-American artist, Mark Bradford, who's been on 60 Minutes a couple times. His work's been displayed at the Broad. Big, huge murals. Again, there's a lot of historical context. And also Cara Romero, a female Native American artist who's alive. So I did get permission from those. The other ones have long passed.
So I wanted to ask you about your time here at Alhambra High School. If you could tell us more about like what Alhambra was like when you were going to school.
For the greatest years of my life, most of our classes were in bungalows. Okay, so we had to walk quite a distance. I was so fortunate to be able to keep up with dance and also be a drill team captain. And also we were encouraged to do service. So we belonged to a Y club and then later on Pequenitas, our service club. I felt like we got such a well-rounded education, academics, arts, and service. And of course the campus looked nothing like this, but still we had a couple thousand students in our class of 62, which might seem small these days, but large to some campuses. And I was so well prepared for college. I want to say that. So well prepared to have a career. Obviously, I loved my teachers affected me. I never left the classroom after kindergarten, and I still love the classroom, even as a retired educator and a consultant.
And then if you were going to give any advice to any students here who maybe want to pursue writing, what would you say to them?
I'm so glad you asked that because, for one thing, I enjoy writing more than reading, and it's okay. First of all, that's okay. And I felt here I was inspired and encouraged to write, especially poetry. And I remembered all that. And so I think don't be afraid to be out of the box, for one thing. You might be rejected at first for whatever your ideas or your context or your format, whatever you're trying to do with it. But definitely do pursue it and share it and know that it's making you feel good and successful, and it's something that you want to share. So I think it builds up your self-esteem and self-confidence, and at some point somebody's going to enjoy it. Most of us going into writing, we've had lots of rejections before somebody says, yes, I'm willing to publish. And so that's important, and to just continue and to give encouragement to other writers. Whether it's verbally or, from elementary school, I remember getting little stars, and then in Alhambra High School, people encouraging me, like even to write for the newspaper or to try to go for a certain scholarship, whatever. Just keep pushing and keep pursuing it because writing is beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Julia.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Cassie. Cassie.
I'm Mallory.
Maddie.
My name is Marilyn.
My name is Alejandro.
My name is Kayla. I really feel really upset that Soup Plantation going down. Like, I love that place.
I went to Soup Plantation quite a bit growing up.
I would go there with my dad on the weekends, and we would just like load up our plates.
It breaks my heart since Soup Plantation has such a humongous variety of choices you can eat and choose from. And even after you ate, you can get a nice little ice cream for yourself.
I think that me and my friends would eat that up if it was still around. I was always going to like get clam chowder. Oh, the best. And then the like brownies and the cookies. I loved it.
So I have really fond memories there. I actually did not know it was being demolished, so I'm kind of surprised by that. And kind of sad about it because it's like a staple of my childhood, I guess.
My name is Alan.
I'm Joseph.
My name is Matthew. What I like about Soup Plantation is that it closed down.
When I tried it, I really like never went back.
I'm grateful that it closed down. Just like crap.
Thank God it got shut down.
I'm grateful that Soup Plantation got closed down as well. I'm in grade.
Oscar, I'm in 12th grade.
What are your thoughts on Soup Plantation closing?
I think it's ridiculous. You know, I used to get cookies like all the time, man. Like, now I can't even get like the muffins. They had like 3 muffins.
That's all for this week's edition of The More Weekly. Stay tuned for more videos and be sure to check out our website, The More Newspaper, for more stories.
See y'all next time. Go Moors!